We put there the benchmarks. We put there the framework, UPE, USE. Why should we now be having children paying school fees in government-aided schools? Why should people have challenges in accessing drugs in government hospitals? So to me, we need to fix these things. And good enough, we are about to have good money from oil.
Honorable Ruhindi, I asked about the party. You answered nothing about the party.
What do you want? Yes, party in terms of its performance in Kampala.
NRM, when you return to elective politics, is it the same old party that you were once in, or it's a different party now after 40 years, standing to something maybe perhaps you cannot recognize? You've not mentioned NRM.
No. The NRM is doing well. You see, look here. Before, some years back, it would be very difficult to find a person wanting to put on a yellow T-shirt, NRM T-shirt. I want to tell you that I have been moving from Nakawa East. Sometimes we would start at Chitaudize. The other day when I was going for my nomination, I moved with the whole convoy. And youngsters, no one should deceive you that youngsters are not for NRM. Those are telling you lies. Youngsters, if you want, I will actually give you some pictures and you screenshot them when you are making this presentation to the people. So, look, and Kampala, we hardly had any. I think we hardly had any MP. I think now we are 3 members of parliament elect NRM. I mean that's certainly a very good compliment in terms of. If you want to call it as resurrection of NRM in Kampala, yes, it is.
Okay, let's take a break. When we return, let's interrogate how the victory of Honorable Fred Ruhindi happened.
Influence is more than followers, it's impact. At Next Influencer, we connect brands with the right voices through a thorough vetting and discovery process. We onboard influencers with hands-on workshops that build skills, unlock real opportunities, and fuel professional growth. Brands find the perfect match, influencers get dignified jobs, and audiences experience authentic stories. This is where influence becomes value. Next Influencer. Create, discover, connect, influence.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later.
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get more goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
energy for winners.
Welcome to Vision for Africa High School, where your child's academic rigor meets excellent nurturing for quality education. With our safe, secure, conducive and engaging environment, bears adequate facilities like classrooms, dormitories, science and ICT laboratories, prestigious main hall, contemporary library, school bus, clinic, and a sports ground. Our curricula is inclusive and skill-based to boost sciences, arts, and extracurricular activities, promoting creativity, innovation, and talent. Vision for Africa High School will surely mold your child into a competent citizen. Born to win, our Father is the God.
Brought to you by crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion. Welcome to Bite and Sip with Tusker Cider, your weekly taste of Uganda's favorite dining spots, perfectly paired with the crisp refreshment of Tusker Cider. We're at Fairway Hotel Kampala, where East African hospitality meets global flavor. Tonight's star, Fairway's Chicken Teriyaki. Tender chicken glazed in rich, glossy teriyaki sauce, served with fragrant rice and sautéed veggies. Sweet, savory, and simply irresistible. Then comes the perfect match, Tusker Cider. Its fruity crispness cuts through the soy-sweet glaze, refreshing your palate and amplifying every flavor. Good food, great company, and the refreshing taste of Tusker Cider. The perfect pair for every bite. Grab yours today and make every bite better. Brought to you by crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Too many ads? Expensive subscription? You deserve better. And artists, thousands of plays, but nothing to show for it. This ends now. Introducing Yugatunes, the new home of your favorite music on Afro Mobile. Listeners, stream your favorite songs ad-free at no cost. Artists, earn from every stream. Withdraw your royalties anytime from as low as 20,000 Uganda shillings. This is music that pays off. This is music that belongs to you. Yugatunes, your sound, your stage, your reward.
You're watching NBS Face Off. My guest tonight is Member of Parliament-elect for Nakawa East, Fred Ruhindi. Nakawa East is considered a stronghold of the opposition, even when they previously elected him as Member of Parliament for Nakawa. The question is, how did his victory happen in a year that is considered to be, a wave for opposition around Kampala? Honorable, you defeated the NUP in Nakawa East. Is it because the
not
candidate...
only NUP, FDC, NUP, PFF, DP, and so on and so forth.
What strategy did you use? An area believed heavily relying on opposition. How did you pull that off?
I told the people the truth. Truth in terms of what? For instance, I told them that these people in the opposition, they come to us as people. They tell us they are going to solve our challenges. For instance, they reach Parliament. They are the first to sit even with the president, because the president is the head of the exchequer. Actually, he's the back scenes, the Minister of Finance. You know that? Okay? So they arrange, they sit with him, they ask for their own things. Good cars, Pajeros, VXs, Penkoni, good salaries, don't they? They do. After getting those good things, okay, the president calls them again. Then you come and we talk about the challenges of your people. Wealth in their homes, development on the ground, roads, schools, and so on and so forth, infrastructure. What do they say? We cannot sit with the dictator. How did they get their packages if it was not sitting with them? They do. And they mislead us. We the people who vote for them. After they get their things, now they sit in parliament. The only thing they can do is to oppose whatever initiatives the government makes. Even this PDM, they have been fighting it. And by the way, don't you think really the president has had a good message on this matter? When he says, let us distinguish development from wealth creation, wealth in our homes, wealth in our pockets. Okay? And he gives a good example. Government may fix a good road in your area. Okay? That's development. You can also pass your wealth on that particular road. Go to sell it or do whatever. But when you reach home, you can't eat that road. You can't pay your children's school fees. When you are sick, you can't pay your medical bills. So by emphasizing, let us actually now see that people have got something in their pockets, in their homes. And you come and say that that's a bad message? I get surprised.
Let's interrogate what you say is the resurrection of NRM in Kampala.
Yes.
Why is it that each and every seat that you got in Kampala as NRM is contested? Nakawa East, Kawempe South, Kampala Central.
What? I don't get your question.
All the candidates from those particular constituencies that lost to NRM, the three I've mentioned, all of them are contesting the results. Why is that? If you call it the resurrection of NRM in Kampala.
Do you know that also those people who have lost somewhere or lost NRM are also contesting? I mean, those are personal issues. I cannot actually go into that. Because, look, me, Ruhindi, I lost an election in 2016. I was Attorney General of Uganda. People came and told me, Ruhindi, we must go to court. I said, I will not go to court because they don't vote in courts. I've lost an election. And by the small margin, by the way, 2016, to go to court. 2021, I lost an election. Did you hear me going to court? So I don't believe in that kind of approach in conflict resolution. By the way, as a matter of fact, I'm a court-accredited mediator. I handle things differently. So the issue of who is contesting what, who is not contesting what, those are personal issues. I shouldn't go into that.
Okay, so what determined the vote in Nakawa? Was it your personal political history? Was it how much the party weighs in Nakawa East? What would you say?
Both. I did my best to ensure that NRM is on the mark this time around. And I went out to do everything in that particular regard. But also, of course, personal character. I cannot discount it. It's up to you, because I cannot speak now for myself. So you people who look at me and say, yes, maybe Hindi would be better here than this person. That's fine.
How much or to what extent did the incarceration of Alex Waiswam Fundiro play in your victory?
I can't tell. But
do you think that if he was on ground campaigning, the things would have been different for you?
Maybe much better for me. Maybe much better for me. It's very difficult, if you know, of course, to compete with a person who is incarcerated. It is pretty difficult. But lo and behold, we went over it.
I've spoken to some of the candidates that you stood with. They say that it was about the resources one has, and that you had more resources than everyone else.
From where?
your previous
I have not been in
political
office.
appointment?
I have not been in office. Yes, by the way, in this particular election, which I have never done in my life, I became an accomplished beggar. If Canada didn't come to you, you were like a man. Really, I went out of my way to my friends, and they obliged. 100,000 shillings here, 200,000 shillings here. That's how I managed, my friend. Nothing. What more can I say? So when you say I had a lot of resources on my side, I don't understand.
You've been in Nakawa for a very long time.
Yes.
Before it was even split. How do you explain that Nakawa was split into two, that one side is NRM and the other side is the National Unity Platform? These are people who live closely to each other.
Well, it depends upon who is standing where. It depends upon what you are saying, character of a person. It depends upon so many factors. But I must say that my brother, my younger brother, Anderson Aurora, did his best. But so many factors come in. You notice that I didn't have an incumbent member of parliament contesting with me. Incumbent member of parliament for Nakawa East came out, is contesting for Lord Mayor Kampala, but in Nakawa West, the incumbent is still contesting or contested with Anderson Aurora. Those are factors that could be taken into consideration.
Right. So
when you are contesting against an incumbent person, it's certainly a big challenge.
But if the same election were to be held again, and you have an incumbent, Balimwezo, who has gone for the Lord Mayorship, and you also have Voice of Mfumiro, perhaps on another ticket to independent or whatever, and would you say that you'd still come out as victor?
What question? What is that one? If
the election was to be held again, and you have an incumbent you're standing with, would you still come out as victor?
Yes, this time I came out a very determined person. You could not believe it. And I don't know how God actually played in my favor, because everything that was happening was divine. I was very strong. I never felt sick. And I thank God for the gift of life and good health. Go and ask in Nakawa East. Every morning, I wake up, by 8 people are seated in my home. 8, I should have said 6, seated in my home. Move out in the field, walk till about 8, 9 o'clock at night. Good health. Shouldn't we thank God? So with that strength and my background, I am very confident I will defeat any candidate in that constituency.
Let's take a break. When we return, let's speak about what Honorable Frederick Hindi brings on the table for the people of Nakawa East.
Movit Relaxer Cream, brought to you by Africa's leading hair and skin experts. I get to wear my hair like I live my life. Movit Relaxer features a moisture-locking ingredient that protects your strands for strength, length, and lasting health, however you wear it. Curly, bouncy, or straight. Movit brings a dazzling brilliance to black hair. Keep moving, keep shining. Bring your hair gold to life and embrace the extraordinary version of you. Movit, all day confidence.
Kids Shop, Go Back to School and New Stock campaign is here. Are you looking for stylish, affordable kids wear? Look no further. At Fenty Kids, we've got a fantastic collection of shoes and bags to get your little one ready to go back to school in style and all on discounts. We have new stock for kids wear for ages 6 months to 16 years, all imported from Turkey, the UK, the US, China, and Dubai, ensuring the latest trends and top quality for your kids. Find us at TMT Atrium Building, Level 2, along Old Chila Road, Kampala. Fenty Kids, Kampala's finest kids boutique.
Whatever sport you enjoy, Sport Action on NBS Sport has you covered. Whether you want to support the Uganda Cranes or our netball team, golf or athletics, both domestic sporting events in Uganda and international sporting events in which Ugandans compete are the subjects of our attention. What are you still holding out for? Catch all the excitement on Sport Action by tuning to NBS Sport, brought to you by
for luxury and comfort. A delightful One Hotel J Fright is a perfect blend of luxury, convenience, and exceptional service. So why settle for anything less when you can experience the best?
You're watching NBS Face Off. My guest tonight is Member of Parliament-elect for Nakawa East, Fred Ruhindi, who has previously served in the seat before. Nakawa East is not short of political memory, and I want to ask, what are you bringing on the table for the poor of Nakawa East that Ronald Balmwezo did not?
First of all, let me say this. I should have said this at first. Can we recall? Maybe you can't recall because these things may not be given your age. But some of us do recall that between 1962, when we got independence, to 1986, when NRM came to power. How many years are those? And they're about 24 years? 24 years. In 24 years, how many military takeovers did we have? And some other unpleasant situations. 1966, Kabaka was toppled. 1971, Amin came to power. 1979, he was toppled. Dule came in. I don't know how many days he spent in power. Is it 68 or some 1 year? I don't know. Okay? Was toppled by Benesa's group. Benesa's group was toppled by Mwanga, military commission. Military commission handed over to Obote II. Obote II was toppled by Tito Okello. 8 times military takeovers. In 24 years, from 1962 to 1986. Now, from 1986 to date, close to 40 years, we have had 8 successful elections. First round elections without reruns. Isn't that something that one should actually struggle to keep and fight for? So when you hear NRM saying we are protecting gains, okay, that's a glaring gain. Anyone refusing to see that is certainly an ostrich with its head in the sand. Okay? So, I go in to complement the efforts of government in maintaining this peace, because this peace is the basis on which everything else can sprout. You have development when you have peace. And we are happy that our president has played a big role, not only maintaining peace and stability in Uganda, but regionally and even continentally. We know this. Those are facts.
Right. And Honorable...
You know, you have asked me a question. Let me... I'm answering you. Okay, go ahead. Maybe
I wanted you to be a little specific on Nakawa East, because you're answering broadly.
Nakawa East, as I have told you, let me go to Parliament. I will support the President and his government in ensuring that UPE becomes UPE, USE becomes USE. Sometimes 20,000 shillings, 30,000 shillings. The person does not have it. Okay? We must fix these things. And I can tell you, in my opinion, Uganda is very rich. Very soon, we are going to get money for oil. There is no way we can fail to fix social services to our people. This democracy you hear about, me, I look at democracy on 3 grounds. Number 1, democracy which makes provision of social services to the people. That's democratic. That country is democratic. Which believes in accountability. That country is democratic. Which believes in the rule of law. that country is democratic. 3, provision of social services to the people, accountability, and rule of law. The other things are semantics.
And you think after 40 years that NRM is now ready to stand on those 3 grounds of democracy? After 40 years.
You see the problem, Canary. The people around us, don't you get tired? We want to change, we want to change, we want to change. As if there is anyone who is holier than thou. Who is holier than thou? You see, in my opinion, at my age and experience, I would rather we talk about improvement. Why should we change? Sometimes you can change and go backwards, hundreds of years back. Okay? We should talk about improvement. There is no one who is holier than thou. Even the act of forgiveness. We need to learn to, if we hear that for this been there, me, I always fight, be equal to those of other parts of Uganda. I don't want to go into details. Lobbying for getting things to come to the constituency. One time I was seated in cabinet with a friend of mine, Honorable Richard Nhura. He was then Minister of State for Health. And he told me, but Ruhind, we are about to get the hospitals for Kampala. Each division is going to get a hospital. But the first one is going to this and this division. I said, yes, but they also deserve it as much as we do. But really, shouldn't we start with the one with whom you are seated with in cabinet? The first referral hospital in Kampala at division level is a good hospital. Assuming I was not there. Maybe even by now. I mean, just as a simple example, I can give you so many examples.
Because you're saying social services sometimes come to the constituency because of who is seated at the table of
yes,
what is being served.
Absolutely. That's it.
Okay, let's take a break. When we return, let me
give you another example.
Tonight is Member of Parliament-elect for Nakawa East, Honorable Fred Ruhindi. He tells me, in the previous conversations we just had, that sometimes it's just beyond politics. It's about influence, it's about lawmaking, it's about choices, it's about who is seated on the table when food is being served. You are giving examples on how much influence sometimes it takes.
Let me give you another
to bring
example.
services to a constituency.
One time, Butabika Parish, okay, some rich person had gotten a title to an entire parish. Can you believe it? By that time, I was still a Deputy Attorney General. So I went to the Honorable Minister of Lands then, it was Honorable Migereko. His deputy then was Honorable Saro Opendi. The late Mutagamba was Minister of Environment. Her deputy then, Honorable Mnab. I convinced them, you come and see. We went to the parish. I was the 5th minister. What followed? The title was cancelled. But these people, the only thing they do is to raise media, NBS, NTV, UBC. They go to the site, they make noise, and nothing happens. So in a situation like that one, you get my point. So I think it's high time the people really looked at people who can help them resolve their challenges.
I see. When you get to Parliament, will you be an independent voice or will you be a loyal party foot soldier?
What is the problem?
It means that will you be able to speak out what you believe in as a person?
I will be myself.
Or you'll be going by what the party decides?
I will be myself. I was not forced in NRM. I am NRM. All right? Yes. So if you say, will you be this or will you be this? I am NRM. If in Kampala here, you can wake up and say, I'm still carrying the flag of NRM, that means that that person is convicted.
What I'm asking is that if a bill comes to the table, to the floor of Parliament to be debated, you have a view different from that of the political party of what you discussed in the caucus. Will you stand as Frederick Hindi or will you go by what the party decides?
No, collective responsibility is collective responsibility. I will have done my part. Because NRM does not actually act in abstract. It has structures, it has processes, okay? If, for instance, you go in an NRM caucus, all right, and you fail to convince the people, it's your job. If you have a view which is different from others, it's your job to put your position in that particular forum.
And if it's not popular?
Yeah, if it's not popular, you have two options, okay? You understand? You either go with it or you pull out.
What will you do?
From that body. I will go with that particular position, all right? Because normally that happens. It happens also to the president, by the way. Sometimes he goes to convince those people and they say, no, we want to take this direction. Sometimes he comes out later on, says, okay, you want to take this direction, but you see where it has taken us. So those people realize the mistake and maybe they correct themselves or do something. Collective responsibility is important, okay? What you do, you as a leader who is supposed to be a leader worth of being a leader, is to sit in that body of yours, okay? And convince them on what you think should be done.
Would you
when you are defeated, you are defeated.
Sometimes the voters want to hear your point of view in such matters.
Let me give you an example, okay? In the amendments of 2005, term limits, I and a few others were not comfortable about lifting term limits, all right? We went to Minyonyo, the NRM caucus. We had a serious debate. We were defeated. And we went with the party. We went with the thinking of the caucus at that, the NRM parliamentary caucus at that time. You get my point? Yes. There are others who actually said, no, we cannot, but that's not my way. That's not my way of work. I will try to do my best in that particular forum.
Will you challenge government excesses even when it comes from the NRM government that you belong to?
In the right forum, yes. I will sit in the cabinet and say, but look, for instance, I will say, we need political hygiene. What's the problem with that? We want political hygiene, whatever we do. Because if you don't, I have seen others who have failed even to effect what they thought they would effect, simply because they missed out on delivering the message in the right place. So my belief is that we should deliver the message in the right place. Fight as hard as possible to deliver our message in the right place.
Do you think that politics is a habit that is hard to quit? That once you're in, it's very hard to walk away?
Well, really, of course not. I'm not that type of person. I used to drink and smoke. Isn't that a habit? I stopped drinking and smoking on the same day. 22nd June, 1987. 10 o'clock in the morning. It was a Tuesday. I quit smoking and drinking 38 years down the road. So I don't have that kind of belief in it. It is this habit, it's very difficult to quit. What type of habit would that be?
But that maybe politics is more addictive than just drinking and smoking.
No, of course not.
I would imagine at your age, you've served one of the highest offices in the land, Attorney General.
Yes.
You have been Member of Parliament, you've been Minister. What
Yes.
have you not been?
Yes.
You're waiting to become Vice